Good morning. All right. Well, what can you say? The correction continues. And I guess we're closer to some kind of a low than we were a couple of months ago. Um, so interest rates are coming down here to major support. We'll see if they begin to stabilize. I suspect they will begin to. Um, the lower they go, the more attractive the stock market will become, and the more people will start to believe that a recession is ahead. Interest rates going down like this would infer that, in addition to transports and oil falling. So it will create a tremendous opportunity at some time this year. Unfortunately, there's no signs of stabilization as of yet, just big, nasty bars. Um, so it'll take a little time. Internals are not there yet. They're getting closer. Um, I remember back here, we got the sell. Actually, it began back here where we got the sell based on the internals. And the markets at that point went into a period of extreme, well, a period, it continues to be in a period of extreme volatility. And I believe that was, well, you can see what things lined up was right around in here. Things went a little bit higher. And we had the next advance, and the internals reached extremes together. And now we await. You might remember sometime last week, the theme on the slide said something that sentiment was improving, but the pain had to broaden, and that's begun to happen. You can see the breadth here is under zero, and I suspect we're going to see a few days with advancers minus decliners at a high level, and this is going to move down toward this area. Uh, these equity put call ratios already into the lower bands, and the total is not yet. So in the coming days, maybe a week or so, that'll come down here. And that typically is not the end of it. That just means we're a lot closer. Um, so you can see things are down here. As interest rates have reached at least an initial destination. And we'll see what they're going to do here. This was the measured move that we began speaking about, a week or two, a couple of weeks ago, I guess. Actually, this is a weekly chart, 1, 2, 3, about 3 weeks ago, maybe even a month ago. And these things take time to unfold. And, all the years that I've been doing this, I'll tell you, what does not change is the doubt that the market will create that things are not going to, get worse. Now, how worse are they going to get? I mean, plenty of times we get signals, over the last, especially the last couple of years, um, 3, 5%. And so this one is a bit worse. This is already down as far as interest rates go, a considerable amount. I think we took a look at this yesterday. Well, you can see here, give or take, that's down about 14%. So definitely a correction. And how they talk about bear market moans 20%, which would take it way down here. Who knows if that's going to happen? We take it a step at a time. All right. Where are things? Futures continue lower. There's a decent amount of support here. So we could see a low. And if, there's numbers at the end of the week. We'll see what they say, but we got this continuation pattern. And this big up day that occurred on Friday was unusual. You can see, the move up. And yesterday, I think it was yesterday, talked about, especially in the letter, about it beginning to creep higher later in the day, and then it fed on itself. So it was one bar that could have resulted in a move up toward this congestion area there didn't happen. And the implications of this huge turn would suggest it's going to go down below this area. I doubt it's going to happen in the short term, but who the hell knows? I mean, you can see on the weekly chart, this is a significant support area down here. Two pivot lows on a weekly time frame. That's significant. At this moment, what we have is just, people start getting really nervous, I guess, and rightly so, when corrections come and they start to get a little hairy. But for the moment, we've just got a huge trading range going on here. And so we'll expect, and then we see if we actually get a turn down here in the next couple of days. So obviously, futures contract, things have to set up on the S&P 500. So futures, we check them out, and but ultimately the decision is going to come on what the majority of trading, and that's SPX. All right. NASDAQ down here on this pivot low. Grabbing that like that. Anyway, so some stabilization, but just based on this huge reversal that occurred, Friday and yesterday. Look, let me just back up here. We're price pattern traders, right? So multiple concepts come together: support, resistance, patterns, trends, multiple time frames, and so on. So this pattern implies a move down below here, but in the short term, we suspect it's going to stabilize. Now, sometimes these measured move patterns don't play out as exact as the one did on interest rates, but this would imply, and just kind of just like kind of just a quick way of seeing it and then see where it lines up. So right now, this futures contract, let me just change that color because it's probably difficult for you to see. Make it a little bigger. Let's just make it red for the show. Anyway, because this is a bearish point in time here. This is down 8.5%. So I just take this and I measure, down here, you could look at this as a topping pattern. There'd be two ways of doing this: just taking this and dragging it down here and see if it lines up, down here. And that would be about a 20% correction. Who knows if it'll get there? You just look at things and say, okay, this is a possibility. We'll revisit this at some time in the future and see what happens. All right, so stabilization there for now, and you can see it's beginning to hold. But traders look to the left. As much as the indicator-based methodology is out there, and the trend lines and the VWAPs and the fib lines and all of that are so widely used. That's just a lot of hocus pocus to me. I mean, it's prevalent, but look, it works so consistently. It'd be foolish not to embrace it, but most don't. Anyway, step by step, it should stabilize here for now. And hey, the tariffs are going to start. Everybody's talking tariffs. We'll wait for jobless claims at the end of the week and whatever economic reports are coming out. Got small caps cratering here. We'll have to look at IWM. This is a futures contract and the changes. I could look at the continuous one, but we'll look at IWM. Where I can see this is coming down to a little bit of support here. And where's this at? You can see over on the weekly chart, it's close to that pivot low. So this is what's happening overnight. You can see it's moving lower. And if you look over to the left there on the weekly time frame, the lower left, you can see it's getting close to that pivot. So ultimately, ultimately, it may stabilize there, but here's another continuation pattern. And look at where, the whole number 200 is lined up with that cluster of pivots. So that might be the ultimate destination within this correction. And I'm curious just to see from this high point. Let's just go from here to here. And that would be, well, you can see about 17.5%, give or take, if it should get down there. All right. The Dow was like maybe the most crazy. And we'll have to look at the other, because I don't think that gapped down like that yesterday. It gapped up a little bit. I don't know what's going on with the quotes, but this has been kind of off for the last week or so. Anyway, this looks like it's headed down there. Another continuation pattern. And you can see that was the actual move. These lines here, we were talking pre-market about this consolidation, the pivot highs getting lower and the pivot lows getting higher and reaching an inflection point where it needed to break one way or the other. And obviously, in retrospect, we can see, or in hindsight, it's broken lower. So there's an unfilled gap down here. You probably want to set an alert and see, if it gets down there, to be aware of it. Transports, they edged lower yesterday. So you've got many things in alignment that are pointing toward, I said this a week or so ago, a recession. And I think I heard somebody say it on one of the news channels today. It has to unfold. Prices go up. Tariffs are going to cause prices to go up. People are going to spend less. Interest rates are going down. Oil is going down, and it's at a critical area. It's going to be very interesting to see what it does here, because breaking below here, it enters what we call the void. And so interesting reading. I forget where I read it, but you think about Saudi Arabia, and the article was about their break even is $90 a barrel, which sounds crazy, right? And it's like, why is that? Because of all the money that they spend on whatever they give out. You could search it, Google it, whatever. But breaking below here has some serious implications, I think, of course, for there and maybe worldwide. See, so eventually it's a good thing, oil breaking, cheaper oil, cheaper interest rates, and all of that in the long term becomes a huge positive. In the short term, it just feeds on the negative things that are happening now. I'll be done here in a second, Dan. Gold is up a little bit, flipping back up again here. Silver's up a little. And Bitcoin, what a crazy, wild move. My goodness. Um, and again, this is just what happens in a news-driven market. Trump says something about US and cryptocurrencies, and you would suspect that people are short. It gaps up. People probably lost little fortunes or big fortunes yesterday. And it collapsed back down again. And so this looks like, it's headed down here and, maybe lower. The monthly is in an uptrend. So at some point where it stops, we'll have to just see whether it's 70,000 or 60,000 or maybe less. Who knows? Uh, the weekly chart clearly is also negative. The gap up reversal. And another thing in alignment. Things are bearish. And that's it. Hey, things look like they're lower in the short term. Maybe they stabilize here, things that are near some support. Um, and we'll see what happens today. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Yep, yesterday afternoon was a crazy day. We were going into big time defensive mode with our positions, picking up some more shorts also. But yeah, that was not predicted. Although, we talked about it, Trump saying that tariffs are coming Tuesday. The market was acting like it didn't believe it until he came out and said it again. All right, alarms here, Leah. I had a low alarm go off at 89. That's why I said bid there. There's only 200 volume, but this was one of our new shorts yesterday. AMKR were short from yesterday. We actually bought EYE. I had a down alarm go off, but I don't see any prints. So we'll just see what that does. CCL we shorted by a long puts. That's gapping down. Tesla, we actually did a put spread, and that's gapping down. And we have the 270s, so that's not looking good. This tariff thing, I don't know how they can come out with a straight face. It's the Republicans this time and say, oh, no, tariffs aren't inflationary. Consumers won't pay them. And then all these CEOs on TV today, Target announced earnings. Let's go to earnings now. Target came out and said, heck yeah, I'm going to be passing these on. So he said it as early as this week. Uh, Prices are going up at Target. Best Buy had earnings. They said the same thing. I saw on the news this one guy, they were showing a Ram truck. I don't know where, it doesn't matter. But he said, look, yesterday it was $80,000. Today it's $100,000.
And they haven't even taken delivery from wherever it's coming from. That's just a ripoff.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, you know, all
That's,
politics are fluid.
I sorry to interrupt him, but just being in, the gas station business years ago, um, you'd see the price of oil starting going up, and you'd got 20,000 gallons in the ground, and the oil company would raise the price, and you'd have to raise the price. Meanwhile, that gas that was in the ground
Mhm.
cost a heck of a lot less the day before. Go ahead.
Well, identical to your lumber question for your doc at your association. Um, all right, these are earnings now. I already deleted a bunch of them, so just ask me if they're not here. Stavos, the Dow Jones Transports, or DJT. And no, this is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, if that's what you're asking about. Ah, this is old Trump media. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Oh, you said a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the monthly. No, a 1, 2, 3 is a wide range bar. It is a wide range bar with a bullish inside bar that stays in the upper 40%. So this is more of a 1, 2, 3. This would be a continuation breakdown, but it's down so much far from the 20. Without a continuation, it's not my style. There's a 1, 2, 3. Raul. The Raul's giving me this. That's Travis. That's a 1, 2, 3. That looks great. EXNM. Um, I didn't see that in the scanner. I'm gonna set an alarm at 52:25. That's a beautiful one. It's a buy setup followed by a 1, 2, 3. Looks great. 52:25. All right, back to earnings. ASTS opening up down a little, call spread. I mean, there's a big void here. So ideally, it would have given us a 1, 2, 3. And the 40th thing. That's a nasty bar. I mean, there were nasty bars all day yesterday. SMR gapping down $1 or so, but I got no desire for long or short. It looks lower until it doesn't. Um,
And check your spider put spread because I forgot to do SPX, and the premiums are insane to the downside. I mean, it's so far away. It's just ridiculous. It's down well below the 200 MA on SPX. I'll put the chart in but might be a good day. I mean, just where these premiums are with things moving, it's crazy.
yeah, definitely. Now, I mean, right now we're not getting I'm looking at old quotes from yesterday. The 570s are only 21 cents. So they're, without a doubt, going to be higher at the market open since we're gapping down 350 and we have higher implied volatility. But sure, yeah, we love doing those, particularly on Climos or at a minimum hourly Climos. Octa 98.94, very bullish gap in a weak market. My CCL low alarm just went off. Let me reset it here real quick. All right, so nothing to do with Octa. Gap's too big. This could be a gap in snap candidate because it's far from the 20. Now you're gapping down $3, or it was down 3. It bounced a little. EBS. There's just nothing to do with this. I mean, so many things are down a lot, but too extended for me to short. And there's zero pattern to go long. That's nice, Fisco. If we get a 1, 2, 3 or tomorrow would be good. DSP. Now say that's not, I mean, we define gap and snap a big gap down from a fluid momentum move, not from consolidation. So that's a nasty gap that I say I have no idea where buyers are going to step up. But ideally, keep selling off to 12, $13 and get the rubber band more cooked. I don't see any prints, but another continuation breakdown. RPay. This looks like a good day trade short. If it opens up a little flat, just short under the base for a day trade, that looks good. JRVR, potential bottoming pattern, but look how many times it's tried to break out and it can't do it. But I have an alarm at $5. Another continuation pattern lower. Ranger. Now that's a continuation pattern from a topping pattern. It's under the 2050 and a void. So if this one opens flattish, maybe 30-minute low on that. And Southeast is a nice gapper, gapping over this red bar. So I have that in the middle chart here. That looks great. It's a bullish gap. AutoZone 3,400. Man, I remember this stock at like 300. And now it's 3,400. No pattern though. And I know its options are illiquid. Right, target. That's a nasty close yesterday. Sure looks lower to me, but it's down a lot. BBY 83. You know, my big gap to support. Again, I have no bias, but maybe it'll bounce. We'll see. Genie, $9. There's another good gapper. Genie. I'll put Genie in place of GCT. So those are my two bullish gappers so far. This one, there's no void, but it's a bullish gap. Plug power, EVs. This poor thing looks like it's going to zero unless they get bought out, because surely Trump, is not going to give him any money. That's my guess. PSFE, it's an ugly igniting gap, but down a lot. I have no idea what it's going to do. So my only, let's see, I have onion here. Onion's a bullish gap, but no pattern. Microsoft. Yeah, remember Alex, we were talking about, shorting this daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah. I'm surprised Apple's not getting hit more than it is with these trade wars. Tesla's getting hurt because it's cars. GM and Ford were down. Meta. Yeah. Yeah, that's ugly. Looks lower. It could be a call. That's a call spread idea. You can get anything in yesterday's high. All right, Leah, I said bid 89 pre-market. Look at that. It opened up at the 89 target. Wow, was that luck or what? I don't know how many shares went off, but there you have it. It said 89. We shorted yesterday, so this is looking good. I said, oh, I didn't give you all the alert because it's a Climo 15. I said cover a third over that Climo. But now hopefully we can get a bigger target. UDOW, low alarm. Alarm 670. UDOW. Yeah, Leah. Yeah, let me just set an alarm on. Well, I got Leah in the other chart. Let's set an alarm on Genie. But it already fell, so I got no interest in that. So let me put Leah here. Yeah, we have a third left, so actually let me move the stop here. 91.97. So there's the management. The U down. It looks good. Now we come in the stuff here. 99.70. ETRs. We're at break even. Let me look at it. U down. Actually, let's move it break even. Maybe 7. Man, H low alarm. Yes, my eye alarm went off. Let me look at it. Yep, we hit our stop too. Leah doing great. ATR. Nice, nice. All right, southeast. Oh, it'd have deeper tracement though. All right, so I'm in no rush to get into that. If it, wow, look at the volume. in that morning volume. Wow, 1.3 million already in 7 minutes. That's a lot of volume. Man H. Remember I said yesterday, there's no turn yet. There's CCL doing good. Ordered this via long puts. Let's see where we're at. 25 puts. I say we sell half here at 282. 2266. Our CME is still relative strength. That's amazing. Diamonds 5 minute look horrible. 5 and 15. Tighten stop here. 250. You are. AUR. I had to look, Alex. Is that a typo? Man, I have zero interest in that pattern. Great, good decision to get out of Reddit yesterday.
Yeah, well, you never know. Well, it's just more of better to been cautious in a time
Oh,
like this.
no, we were both in total damage control mode. So I said that was a great exercise together. Ah, Suey, I canceled yesterday, but look at this. I said to hold off because of the market, but look at this relative strength now. Yeah, it is pro, Alex. I mean, Sam, but it is just, what's time frame and stop and entry. But yeah, NSA alarm. Bottoming pattern. Nothing to do now, but alarm went on. Or EIX, the utility was shorted puts yesterday. That's holding fine. Our ERJ. Let's see. ERJ 40. Let me reset it. We sold a third into strength and then break even stuff.
Hey Don, looks like those quotes are right. You got premium down below 56.15.
Oh, Danny and breakout failure. All right, this thing we stopped out, but this was the one that used to be Mitter. Thanks. Getting hard, hit hard. Good thing we didn't do Burger King yesterday.
You would think that would be going up.
Why?
You know, tariffs, prices going up. People can't afford eggs, so they eat hamburgers.
You're yeah playing well, but yeah, but their costs are going up and slowing economy. Trucks. Let's just move. Actually, let's cover a third here. 679.
Alex, you don't know what I trade.
Greg, I'm pretty darn sure I know the answer, but has the office manager ever shown any interest in watching you trade during the day?
Mm, many, many, many years ago.
Yeah, AMKR. Nice. Let's cover this thing right here. Beautiful gain on that. CCL low alarm. Nice. Most people don't have money for cruises now. Nope. Falling more. Some free fall. Allegiant Travel. So another obvious sector here. CCL spending, consumer getting hit. Nice CCL. You down? Made the third target. No stop days high now. 95.47.
Hmm.
These 5-minute horsemen are like it's like a water torture. It's just slowly grinding lower. Oh, charter. It's up 4 bars. The market's a mess, but I do like the weekly and monthly. Just not crazy about the daily entry in this market, of course. It is a watch only, but that's also nasty steady selling. So you better be real careful about the turn that you rely on. Leah, days high now, 89.62. Remember I had Twilio as a long watch. Look how that turned into a continuation breakdown. That's ugly. On this, hard to, well, problem is you don't have a great void, but yeah, if it goes through that, 100 looks like it's in the cards, but you just do a partial lot stop yesterday sign. Oh, Leah, correction, sorry. Yeah, yeah, that's down so much. I agree. It's hard. ERJ stopping out break even for the back third. Staples are positive. Yeah, it's a bottoming pattern. Yeah, I agree. Let's put it on the list. Um, yeah, that's big. Nice bottoming pattern. Poses strong. Yeah, I just feel like you're pushing it, better than a lot of things. WBA, yeah, that thing, it's in the news about it maybe getting taken public. Wow. Yeah, and this was the one we did MT Live on bar by bar. Incredible.